Welcome, 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 welcome.
Oh no. China, you're muted, and Damien, you're frozen. I can't hear you. Are you talking? And it's not letting you unmute? Oh my God. This is not happening. Oh no. We can't be here. We can't be here alone. No. Do we like what do we do? Are we supposed to go out? Let me see. Let me see. Hold on.
Sorry about that, everyone. We got it fixed.
Okay.
We got it fixed. I do apologize once again. Struggle streaming over is real. I got about 20 more using the internet. The lovely ladies of creating anarchy. How you guys doing?
Yay. Good. You're really in and out.
Good to hear. Good to. Okay. How about now? Is it better?
Yes, I think we have you.
Okay. I think we got me. Okay. So,
Yes.
once
China
again,
is
I'm gonna start this thing.
okay. Yeah.
What's up with China?
I think she's muted and can't unmute.
Okay, let me unmute. There you go. Uh, I didn't mute her, so she has to unmute herself.
Can you click
No,
them?
I'm good now.
All
Okay.
right, all right. Like I said, appreciate all the people showing the love and giving us a chance to get this together. Well, I am happy and proud to bring the lovely ladies of Creating Anarchy to the Can I Get Some interviews. They are have
Yeah.
the hottest, fastest growing IG YouTube channel that I've seen in a long time. In a short time, they went from just short shy of 1,000, over 5,000, almost 5,800 subscribers and followers on IG. I mean, their show is just amazing. And I'm just happy to have them and be one of the people who has the privilege of being their first interviews. I know there's going to be a lot
Yeah.
of them coming in the future, the way they're growing and the kind of love that they've been getting. Like I said, I'm just happy to be one of the first people to actually sit down and interview them. So,
Yeah.
first,
Sure.
I want to ask you guys. I know you guys kind of have a tradition. Of
Mm.
before you guys do your interviews with people, you sit down and talk to each other. You guys take a shot. So who am
Yeah.
I to break with tradition? And I think we
Yes.
should have a shot to get this thing going to kind of lighten the mood, to kind of de-stress
Absolutely.
from all the technical difficulties that we're having. So
Yeah.
where's it at, everybody? Let's do this, y'all.
Right here. Let's do it.
You got it. What about you, China? Where you at?
Cheers. I'm
There
All
ready
she
to
right,
sit.
go. All
all right,
right.
y'all. Yeah.
Woo.
Oh,
All
we
right.
got messages.
Okay.
That was more that was more full than I thought.
I was gonna say, I thought you were an expert at this. She like,
Yeah.
This is a big ass shot glass, okay? This is new for me.
okay. How does it feel having such a such a popular and well received podcast? That's got to feel great. Tell me about how's that? How you guys kind of soaking it in? How's it feeling right now?
Ah, so good. We talk about it amongst each other all the time because this is something that we started for a purpose, right? To like get to people and talk about the things that people are uncomfortable to talk about. But it was also because we live so far apart now, something to do to connect. So we weren't expecting it so quickly. You know what I'm saying? So we bask in that a lot. Like yeah.
Because we're really just being ourselves and
Yeah,
enjoying each other's company. So go ahead.
and I think people can tell that. I was like, there's no like fake or bullshit kind of with you guys, and I think that's one of the things people gravitate uh, uh, to your show for. It's just the authenticity of that you guys put out there. All right.
Yeah.
So let's let the people who don't know get to know you a little bit. So both of you guys are from Florida, correct?
Yes.
No, well, yeah, from Miami. I'm born and raised, and Broja is
I was born in Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, and I was
Okay.
raised in Hollywood, Florida. So
yeah, she's
that's
a
like
Florida
home.
baby though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's home.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
all right. So I just want, all right. I want to get into what it was like for you guys growing up. Now I know Broja on a couple of different shows. You said you have quite a large family. How
Yeah.
many siblings do you have?
So I have uh, 11 sisters and 12 brothers. My dad has 24 kids, and it's an even split.
Wait, excuse me. Say what?
Yes, 24 kids.
The busy
24
man.
kids. But I'm number 17. So there's a
Wow.
lot that are way older than me. And then I grew up in a household with just my brother and sister with my mom. So we were around them a lot. I have a lot of nieces and nephews my age, so those were the ones I hung out with and stuff. But yeah, super big family.
Holidays must be crazy.
Yeah, I mean they
Where
were
you
growing
guys
up
at?
before we left to Florida, but now it's like, everyone's separated. So
Wow,
we're still in
20,
touch though. It's cool.
20. That is crazy. I mean, that kind
Yeah.
of takes me back to like my granddad. He's from Mississippi. He had 27 kids. Like when people, when he died, we had all these people showing up that nobody knew. We was like, oh yeah, he was my
Yeah.
daddy
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they were
It's funny.
saying
I just met one of my brothers 2 years ago for the first time.
really. How
Yeah.
was that?
It was really cool. He's really down to earth. He was embracing. He took me in, sis, like showed mad love. So it was good. It wasn't awkward or anything.
That's cool. They used to say back in my day was like it because in where my family grew up was like you can't date nobody in your city because they might be your brother or
Yeah.
your cousin. So you got to go
Yeah.
out. You got to only mess with people out of town.
Yeah,
Yes.
she went completely out of state, so
Yeah.
yeah.
No chance.
All right, and I know you, China. You said that you had a non-traditional kind of upbringing. It was kind of like a free love environment or something like that. Explain
Yeah.
how it was for you, and give me some context on exactly your situation.
I mean, I grew up with my mom and my dad in the house,
Hmm.
and I have two sisters. I'm the middle child. I was perceived as the oldest, though. My older sister is a little more timid and things like that. I mean, yeah, it was very non-traditional, but it was traditional in the sense that my mom stayed at home with us until we kind of I think until we were like almost in high school, and my dad worked. But the things they did in the house were very untraditional. So, but I think that's kind of where it's made me a little more comfortable with um, accepting people for who they are, what they go through, and things like that.
Now I don't want
But
to
I
get
have a
on
big
to you.
family too.
Oh, you do. How big is your family?
I mean, I have a big family as far as like cousins. Like we all grew up like on the same street, the same block. Everybody lived in my grandma's house at one point. My grandma was one of those people who always took people in when they needed someplace to go, and then all of a
Yeah,
sudden they're our cousins. So I mean, I come from a big close family.
that's what's up. That's what's up. I think that's kind of like I know people don't necessarily consider Florida the South, but it is the South.
Mm-hmm.
For
Florida
the most
is
part,
the Southest of South. Why don't people consider Florida the South?
because of South Beach. That's
Yeah,
why.
Get out of
Because of Miami.
yeah,
here.
You
yeah.
know, seriously, that's why.
Miami
And I
is its
know,
own thing.
and I think that's why. But I think it's the same that Southern mentality of number one, big families, and number
Mm-hmm.
two, inviting people in, like you said, your grandma like inviting people in and taking care of people. That hospitality is just kind of paramount any place you go in the South. So
Yeah, for sure.
that's cool. How did you two end up like connected and meeting and what have you? How did you guys develop you guys' close friendship?
You want to tell
Um,
it or you want me to tell it?
Sounds like a
okay.
good story.
Yeah, I mean, we actually met through MySpace, which,
But we didn't know
um,
we met through MySpace until we
yes.
seen each other in person.
So we saw each other at the mall, and we were both into dating women at the time. And the
Okay.
whole time we were at the mall, we kept crossing each other, like making eye contact, whatever. We were on our, little gay shit back then, our little rainbow belts and everything. But we didn't say
I'll
anything.
never
Yeah,
forget that rainbow belt.
yeah. We don't ever
There
tell
was
the
an actual
story.
rainbow belt.
She was wearing a
Yes,
rainbow belt when I saw her.
yeah. Um, a lot of girls bring up the rainbow belt. That's funny that you say that. But
Yeah.
yeah, and then we saw each other, but we didn't say anything. And then we went back to our lives, and we ended up reaching out to each other on MySpace because we realized that we looked familiar. And Brosia, as crazy as she is, caught a bus to my house, didn't even know me, and then it was just nonstop after that. It was just
How old were you guys when
inseparable.
this
We've
was
been,
happening? How old was you? How old were you?
I believe I was 15 or 16, right?
yeah, we were like 15.
Yeah.
Wow. 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 It's
Hmm.
like you guys were out there exploring early.
Oh my
Yeah,
God. She's like, was that you
yeah,
at the mall today? I'm like, yeah, that was me. I saw you, blah, blah, blah. And it was
yeah,
like, oh, you should come to my house tomorrow. Okay.
yeah,
And you're like, okay, I'll just jump on the
Yeah.
bus, girl. Girl, I
yeah.
just met.
All the way to
Exactly.
Miami. Mind you, I'm in Broward County, and like, so
You
for the
were
people
west,
that
a
know
little
will
more west.
know
Yeah.
exactly, Northwest. And so the bus ride was at least an hour, to be honest. Like,
Wow. Wow.
and I was like,
China.
yeah, I'm coming.
China got game. She's like,
Yeah.
China
Well, let
got
me tell you.
bars.
Let me tell you this. This is exactly why I have to keep an eye on her because she
Yeah.
does stuff like that. Get on buses to meet people. Like, what are you doing? But it worked. It worked out. So
Yeah. Should be happy I did that.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
I am.
I mean, that's cool. It's like it's cool that you guys like were able to maintain some kind of close knit friendship for so long. You know,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's
15
really
We
years.
cool.
realized early on that we were better off as friends because of all the events that happened shortly after meeting each other. And yeah, I just didn't want to lose her as because like I just saw the person she was and I was like, okay, I'm wilding a little bit. Don't look at me in this light anymore. Look at me in a friend light because I don't want to like lose you. And yeah,
Wow. Because if
yeah,
you were
so
probably
sincere.
because that contributed to you guys having the 15-year relationship that you guys have now. So that's dope.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
how did you guys through your friendship, how did you guys come up with how did creating anarchy come about? Like in number and then after that, why creating anarchy? First, how did it come about, then give the significance of creating anarchy.
You mean the significance of the name?
The name, yeah.
All right, so I'll let China say the significance of the name. Creating anarchy. So I don't want to call creating anarchy came about because this came about amongst us. However, for like a year before we started, I was like super. I want to do a podcast, and it was just in my head, and I was like trying to formulate ways I could make it work, but I was just never, I guess, confident enough, ready enough. It just wasn't clicking enough. And then we had created this group chat amongst us and our other best friends, and we would just say the wildest shit in the group text. And sometimes I would screenshot it and I would post it to my story. And the feedback I would get is like, "You guys need a show. This is funny," just stuff like that. So I'm like, light bulb, this can be it. Like, so I text the group chat, and it was 4 or 5 of us, and I'm like, guys, we should do a podcast together. And not everyone was down, but who was down was down. And then from there, we just were like, okay, when are we gonna start? We just started planning. So it was basically bringing our group chat to life.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Because
kind of just jumped right in.
Hmm.
Right
yeah, I see.
in.
Because
Like,
your your style is very like come enjoy, sit at the couch with us, have a drink, and
Yeah.
let's just sit there and have some girl talk or what have you. That and I think that's another thing that people gravitate. They feel like they've been invited into your living room to kind of just
Yeah.
sit, be a part of like a real cool like chat. And I think that's a wholly great idea, and it's really working well for you guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
So no problem. I think the response you get shows that even without me saying it. Uh, now, anybody who looks at like your old YouTube content will notice that there were three of you in the beginning of this. What happened to the third person that was a part of creating Anarchy? It-
Do you want to answer this or you want me to answer this?
You absolutely should answer
Okay.
this.
So um, we are very much, we were all very close friends, but me and Broja just had like more of a tunnel vision for where the direction that we wanted to take these things. And our friends who was also in it with us, she just it was a little too much on her plate at the time because it does come with responsibilities. It's not just jumping on the camera like some people think and we're just diving right in. You know, we're doing a lot of things behind the scenes. And she had a lot on her plate, so she just decided it was too much for her. And you know, we were still very early on, and it was, you know, if this isn't going to work out for you, we're not going to force you to do something that's just not in the books for you. And I mean, um, the universe works in funny ways because you know she left, and even though we thought it might take us back a little bit, things have been great since. So I mean, things happen for a reason, you know.
Yeah, the one-to-one dynamic I think really works for your platform and your
Mm-hmm.
style of show. I think because too many voices, it can become a little bit confusing or a little bit difficult to follow. But you guys really create a dynamic that makes it easy to follow and makes people want to hear more about what you guys have got to say, which is dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw that too because I know when I was the one sharing the camera with our third friend, and it was a little awkward to know who was going to talk when you know when somebody was going to speak up. And yeah, so it's very much more comfortable just us two talking back and forth. And then when we have a guest, you know, of course, that as well.
Okay, makes sense. All right. Now, in your shows, you've touched on a lot of different and varied subjects. You talked about everything from domestic violence to gender roles to your last show where you talked about serial killers. So you have a very wide berth of topics, but we all know your most successful shows are the ones when it's related to sex. I mean,
Yeah.
Of
who
course.
can't? We all got to admit, two hot women sitting there talking about sex gonna always garner a whole lot of attention.
Yeah,
And
in
Yeah.
the words
most,
of China, sex sells.
Yeah.
I
That's
mean, seriously, and sex keeps your attention as well. All right.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh, but recently, your interviews with adult film stars and porn stars like Alexis Morgan, Jesse Marquesa, and Victoria Banks were far and wide your highest viewed and most received shows. How did that come about? How did those interviews and that all come together for you guys?
You know what? Their manager reached out to us. We had did I don't know if you've seen our show about the first show we did on sex industry workers. It was two other females, and then at the end a guy jumped on.
You had the
So
OnlyFans and the dancer, right?
the stripper, yes,
The
exactly.
one who had the
So
double-sided dildo that almost got you guys
yes,
kicked off.
yes, yes.
I remember that. Yeah,
So
yeah,
she had us add one of her friends in who like also has a lot of followers. So he brought in a lot of viewers that night, and one of the viewers were the manager of those models. And he
got you.
DM'd us and he's like, you know, let's collab. We had a meeting with him, and you know, the meeting was like, you know, let's collab for a month and I'll bring you models, and you know, if this is what y'all do, interview them. And you know, the rest was history. It was fun.
Yeah.
We definitely were excited to get back to us after it. But we appreciated what it did for us and we
Mhm.
enjoyed it. We had a good time, you know, but it was a little wearing on us after a while. We were ready to get back to the one-on-one and the conversation part of it, but it was super cool. It was intimidating at first. We were super
Mhm.
nervous. But then we got relaxed and it became a regular thing for us. And you know, yeah.
It's funny because like I've watched a number of your shows and it's you guys are delving into the more serious topics like the domestic
Yeah.
violence and the gender roles and things of that nature. You guys have kind of like a relaxed kind of like more like just relaxed vibe about the whole situation. When y'all talking about sex, It's, bro just start breaking out the bitch,
Yeah.
you know, trying to start playing with her hair. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just like, like what you call it. Is that something that you guys notice that when it's a sex, you guys seem to have a lot more energy talking about it and
Yeah.
that subject,
Well,
Well,
and
the
why?
we get a
thing
lot
that
more
goes,
lit too.
I was gonna say the thing that goes hand in hand is, obviously sex is exciting and you've got liquor involved, and then we just start throwing the shots back, and that's all it is. Like we had one episode, crazy sex stories. That's probably gonna be one of the best ones that we've done because it was just no filter at
Wild.
all. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it was
I think
wild.
it's one of our most like
That
top
is your
viewed
very
videos.
that is your very highest viewed video. I saw it. I went and checked out the
Yeah.
YouTube, and that was your most viewed video. And I
Yeah.
you know, you guys, if you agree with me, do you think it's because people feel like now they're a part of the discussion? You opened it up, you put it in a where people could drop their sex stories into your IG, and you would read them. Do you feel like
Yeah.
it was partially because you brought them into the conversation instead of them watching from it? Because it can feel like you're watching from outside of the window, but now you feel like that you really felt like you brought them to the couch because it was their topic. Do you feel like that may have contributed to being such highly received?
I think that's a part of it for sure, but I think that like who wouldn't want to hear us sitting down and talking about our crazy sex stories, I think that people are like super intrigued by that when they click on our fucking link. But I do think that people loved that we prior to the episode were like, tell us yours and we're going to talk about it, so
That's one thing we do try to do too. Like we try to communicate. That's why we go live through Instagram, is because we like to communicate with the viewers. We try to give them feedback, engage. A lot of our viewers are regulars, and they're in our DMs, and we're messaging them, or like it's very personal sometimes, and I think that's what people do like about us.
we even asked them like, what topic do y'all want to hear about, and we go with that. Granted, we haven't done that now because we're doing like a spooky thing for Halloween time, but that's usually our thing. We like, what do y'all want to hear about, and we go whatever they vote for.
Man, I mean, your DMs must explode. You have to filter through all the bullshit. It's like, how is that? How is the crazy? What's the craziest DM either one of you guys got because of the show? Any dick pics?
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely
Yes.
dick pics.
Yeah.
People get wild sometimes, like the shit that they come and say in our DMs. I was trying to think, there was one, was it a video, China? Yes, it wasn't just a
Probably. Yeah.
pic, it was a video, and it was gross.
It was
Like, I
gross.
don't
Yeah,
even
it was
want to
bad.
get that. Yeah, it was really bad, and
Yeah, it was bad. But a lot of
Okay.
what we get is good feedback. A lot of it is. I mean,
yeah,
and Instagram almost has like this feature where it's like if you're not really in touch with the person, it kind of puts them in like the request box.
the
Which is,
request. So we don't even see that shit till later. Yeah.
yeah, so I'm kind of thankful. It's like okay, this might be trouble going into this section.
All right.
It's bad.
But
I could
on a
imagine.
positive note, outside of the dick pics and stuff and the people trying to get at us, we get people from like all over the world that'll message us for advice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that is cool. That was like another part of the reason we wanted to do this. Like we wanted to help somebody. Like even if you don't want to talk to us about it, you heard us talk about it and it was something you needed to hear,
Yeah.
So it's a
Wow.
positive note
Wow.
in our
Wow.
DMs. Yeah.
Wow. That's good. And I saw how you guys really show love back to the fans. Like if somebody put something that's inspiring, you'll post it up. You'll like tag
Yeah.
them and say, "Hey, we appreciate the love that you're showing us." And I think that right there really makes the fans feel like they're actually really connected to you. They're not just watching it from afar. That they actually are connected with you guys. And I think that's huge. I think, like I said, that's the thing. One of the things I think keeps the connection between you and your fans. And I think it's a great thing to do. All right. So you two often talk about your love of adventurous, experimental, and sometimes even dangerous sex. Can somebody say driving on it, having sex while you're driving?
95.
Yeah.
I'm driving on 95. But I notice it's mainly in the context of usually monogamous long-term relationships or people that you've been dealing with for a long time. Not a lot of just overly promiscuous type behavior or reckless behavior. Was that something that you guys intended on, or just something that's organically happened because you're just talking about your life?
Um,
Well, wait, I do want to say one thing.
Okay.
For anybody, you should have seen episode 1 if you wanted the really crazy shit. But it's like
Okay.
no longer
that
on
episode is
YouTube.
we took that one down. That no, you
What?
guys will never see
Yeah,
that episode.
You got to
that's
send
the
it to
one.
me.
Yeah,
Oh my god. Listen, we
but
were so nervous. We got too drunk. No, yeah.
and just vomited everywhere. Like the word vomited everywhere. Like everybody knew everything. Like it was crazy.
Yeah.
Definitely nervous.
Wow. I need to see that. I don't want to see that. I need to see that episode. So if you got it, you need to
Yeah.
send it to me behind closed doors so I can like check it out. Now,
I think
all
we're
right.
naturally
Now,
just we've naturally been in monogamous relationships, so I think that's kind of like why we talk about them because we've both been in like long term relationships our whole life. Like I don't think either one of us has really been single for too long.
Yeah.
yeah,
My longest, yeah.
I think that what that tells people is that monogamous committed relationships can be fun and crazy and experimental, like I said, and dangerous. So I think that a lot of people say, shit, I've been with my man 10 years. Let me try sucking his dick while he's driving. Let me try jumping on
Yeah,
his lap and having sex with him on
10
95,
years, baby. We was doing that on like month 2. What did you
yeah.
say?
No, but he's like
No,
saying
I get it.
like
I get it.
yeah. Well, what's funny too is like when we'll talk about our stories on live, and then we'll literally talk privately on the phone or something, and I'm like, I've got to try that, and she's like, I've got to try that too. So it's like even when we're giving each other stories, it makes us want to try it. So I'm sure there's a few people that have actually watched and was like, I'm gonna go try
Ooh,
that. Yeah,
yeah.
like
especially 95.
You're like on
That's
News
still
at
on.
9, couple
Yeah,
died having sex because they
yeah,
watched Creating Anarchy and
and
they wanted
yeah.
Oh
to
my
recreate the
god.
sex while driving.
Oh
News at
god.
Oh
11.
shit.
I'm
I
just
should have put a
joking.
disclaimer. Don't try this at home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Put a little streamer at the bottom.
Yeah.
Just
Results may vary. Not responsible.
yeah,
Uh,
exactly. We might have to go back and
so,
add that to the
Yeah.
description.
right. Now you both, earlier, you both openly admitted about dating women, what have you. So how does that differ for you guys? Like, I know this is a very basic question that a lot of dudes ask, but hey, a lot of dudes want to know. How does that, what are some of the outstanding differences between when you were in relationships with men and when your relationships with women?
Go ahead,
You
Rose.
want to to be honest, my relationships with men and women were pretty much the same. Um, it's just softer, and when we fight, it's more like, oh my God, we're fighting, like I fist fought one of my ex-girlfriends. But otherwise it's
Yeah, I
like
know you said that. You've told
yeah.
that story before.
So I mean, otherwise it's very much like it was very much the same for me. I loved them as deeply. I saw futures with them the same. One of my ex-girlfriends had a baby and I was very much there helping her take care of her baby. Like um there wasn't really much of a difference because like I genuinely liked women, you know what I'm saying? And today I can say honestly, I I don't like women and then I love women sexually, but as far as a relationship, how I used to date them, I wouldn't do that today.
She was
Gotcha.
Yeah.
just young and horny. That's what that was.
I mean, but I my first sexual experience was a girl. My first like my first kiss, all that was a girl. So I very much like I used to like pray that I wouldn't be a lesbian so I could have kids. Like because I was really, really into girls when I was younger. And then it was like even with my first relationship, we were monogamous, but it was like, oh, you could have a girlfriend if you want. now today, if I was told that, I don't need a girlfriend. Like I can have fun with a girl, but I don't like I don't want to marry a girl and end my life with a woman. You know, like I don't want to do that anymore. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't say that I'm not anymore, but like it's just not in a like in that kind of way. It's just sexually now.
Can you guys see me okay? You guys are frozen, but I can still hear you and stuff. But
Oh
can you guys see me?
no.
Can you see me
Yeah, we
okay?
see you good.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see
Good.
you good.
We're
You're
just. I'll just
moving and
rock with it.
everything.
Okay.
Okay.
How about you,
Am I
China?
frozen to you, China?
No, you guys are moving.
It's
You
Oh,
it's
guys
it,
are
it's
fine.
it's it's all on my end. And don't worry about it. I can still see you guys, so we still rocking and rolling. All right.
all right.
So how about you, China?
For me, dating women and dating men has always been different just because like the energy you get with each. Like when I'm with a man, they're more in the masculine energy. Whenever I've dated women, it's always been um women, like feminine women. So I was always the one that was more like in charge.
Hmm.
Um and you know, like you like a woman's body. Women know your body. You could be very much more comfortable. But men are men. Like I like men. Like I would prefer to be with a man. Like I would want to end up with a man, but I would also have a girlfriend too at the same time. Like I would do both.
So you so
Like I
you
like
would
them
do like
both. Give them to me both. I want them
so
both.
would you do like a polyamory if you like had somebody who a dude who was down with having like a girlfriend, an extra girlfriend, you'd be open to that type of situation?
See, I'm not against it. But I think that what a lot of people don't understand about poly is there still has to be commitment and being honest with each other. And I think a lot of people these days don't see that. They're not very honest. So that's where that would be hard for me. I would love to have um, another woman in my relationship, but people are not very honest in what they want. Or, you know, like if you give a man two women, who's to say he's not going to go out there and just say, oh, well, you know, I've got two at home. Might as well
Really? You really
join.
think a man is men? You think men are that greedy? They just gotta have it all. It's just like I got two
That's what I'm.
women.
They are greedy.
Yeah, you got to tread lightly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's circumstantial for sure. I would never say never. It would definitely be circumstantial. Like if a man and a woman and we just make a good team, why not? I mean, three incomes, somebody home to take care of the kids. Like, fuck it, why not? I mean, I'm
Oh,
really open
bitch,
to a
this
lot
is
of
new to
things.
me for you. Okay.
I said that before in
But
our
you
poly.
kind of said it, but you didn't really say it like this. So this is new to me. Like I said, I'm here for it.
You
I'm
re-
just saying.
you really spelled it
Yeah,
out. You put it out there. You spelled it
Yeah.
out there. You gonna will it into existence. You
Yeah.
put
I
it out
mean,
there, and then
I'm willing to try anything once. So you know,
I heard
Okay then.
that.
fuck it.
Okay. Now here's a question that because this is one that I've had to kind of address in with my shows or what have you is now the both of you have shared that you're each in some degree, you know, it seems to have varies degrees of committed relationships.
He's confused.
I
We
mean,
are confused
I
too,
think your whole
Damien.
audience is confused right now on what the
Yeah.
situations are.
We're
So
confused too.
Yeah, don't
so
say.
all right. So speaking, talking to the people that you are in those varying degrees of relationships with, has either one of your partners ever been like, you know what, I need y'all to pull it back a little bit. Y'all doing a little too much. Y'all saying a little too much. Has either one of the people been like, I need you to hold back something? And what would you do
No.
if they haven't? What would you do if they did?
So when we started the show, I was single. I still very much lived with my husband, but we were just not together at the time. You have sex
Oh, we
when you
know.
were together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we know, girl.
Yeah. So um he just respected the fact that I could get on there and do and say what I want because
And yeah.
you know he's never been the type to be like you he's just not controlling or just overstepping. He lets me be free and express myself. um there was one time after the show that he was like, you really said that, but it wasn't even nothing crazy. I was just talking about a night that we had where things happened super fast. It was on Alexis
Yeah, I remember
Morgan's
that.
show, I
I
think.
was like, man,
Yeah.
he about to talk to you.
He was
Yeah.
like, "Did you really tell the world that?" And I'm like, "I was just telling them my pussy was good."
Yeah.
You know, so
You know
that
what?
was the only
And
time.
that's exactly right. It's funny, so I can believe that that's what you were telling people, because it's like when a dude is like having sex with a woman, it's like, oh my God, you so tight. What he's really telling her is my dick is so big. That's what he's trying to say. It has
Yeah.
nothing to do with it.
Yeah, so I was like, "Damn, my bad. I didn't even look at it that way." But other than that, I've never been told like you need to chill. He knew what to expect from the show because he knew what it was supposed to be. So
He's
So
been in
like
that
for
living room
me,
before.
yeah,
yeah, he's there. um, so for me, my partner's never told me anything. I mean, the only thing I would say was that I just have to be very mindful was is it's me on this show, not my partner. So I just have to be mindful not to share anything that is their, like that's their business. That's not mine to share. So I always try to hold back from giving too much of what's not mine, because I think sometimes people get confused in a relationship where it's like you feel like, oh, it's your business is my business. So that's the only thing that I've made sure not to do. I will say this, and a lot of people might see this if they've actually started watching from the beginning to now. Um, I've opened up a lot, um, sexually, and just with what I'm willing to share on the show. And I think it kind of took a lot of people back that I'm willing to like open up as much as I was. Because in the beginning, it was bad. I would just sit there and like not say a word. Like it was
I've
like
seen
I
I've
was
I
seen the
like,
progression.
yeah,
yeah, like I'm
It's
just feeling
noticeable. You can
everything.
see the
yeah,
original things, and you just kind of reacting to what she's saying, and
yeah,
Roger's taking over, filling up the space, but you were kind of relaxing. Now you like incite a lot of the shit, and you want to
yeah.
start to get it going.
Yep.
No, yeah, Brosia used to be like, and you, China, you're not getting away from this one. What about you? Like,
Yeah.
she used to put me out there. But it's fun, you know what? Like, I have found a lot of confidence in doing this and power in speaking about it, because a lot of people feel like once a woman is open about her sexuality and how fun it can be and free, even in a monogamous relationship, a lot of people take that the wrong way. They look at women the wrong way. And like I said,
Yeah,
we're in a monogamous relationship. This is not me talking about what I'm doing with numerous different partners. So somebody might hear what I'm
exactly.
saying and think, oh, hey, this girl is crazy. These girls are crazy. But in reality, like you said, we've been in relationships for years. And these are just what we're doing to try to keep the fire going, just excitement. You know what I mean?
But
So,
just a disclaimer, if you are single and having sex with a few different partners, as long as you're doing it safely, no
yeah,
one is
No
judging you,
judgment.
sis.
exactly.
Yeah.
No judgment.
You know
Yeah.
me,
Not for
girl. Go
whatsoever.
ahead. Do it
You you
safely. Turn
you've
on your
absolutely
location.
create created a judgment-free zone for the
Yes.
people who enjoy your content. All
Yeah.
right, now I want to ask you guys this question. Like, spending so much time talking about relationships and relationships dynamics, has it taught you anything about your own relationship that you might not have known?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like we've talked amongst each other, like either while we're working on the show and things we're gonna present in it, or even after, and we've been like, damn, that's me. Like I need to get this part of this together. And we hold ourselves accountable a lot from some of the things that we talk about. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I've even said I could go back on some of the things that I've said in previous episodes and recant what I've said because of what I've learned in the process of being able to express myself and hearing other people's opinions and takes. And I mean, we had one, and I believe you were on that show, Gender Roles, and we had somebody
Yeah,
who
yeah,
was, one relationship that was completely 50-50, and another relationship that was there were gender roles involved. And I think that kind of helped me see where I was taking my partner for granted, and you know what I mean? Like, so even with episodes like that, we'll go back and we'll talk to each other like, wow, like I woke up the next morning like I was wrong for doing this, or I have to kind of rethink of the way I'm doing things. So for sure, I think we learn. It's learning for us too. It's a learning process.
Hmm.
wow, and that's great. I think that I feel the same way. Like, I've learned so much about myself in doing the shows that I do. And I'm the same way. It's just like I kind of got to like really step back and make sure that I'm putting my best foot forward, and I'm doing this with a purpose. It's not just to talk and to shoot shit with anybody. There's some kind of positive outcome that might come from the things that they're doing. That's what's up. All
Yeah, I
right.
mean, I think that's what podcasts do, though. I think, I mean, being able to have a platform to talk, you don't usually get to talk to things with just anybody. So when you get down and you actually talk to people about a topic, you can get down to the nitty and gritty. Like, even on your topics, like sometimes you have panels that are like 9 people and everybody's got an opinion,
Some real
So
ass shit to say, or
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And sometimes it's hard to like corral everybody, but
yeah,
I think sometimes I try. I'm like, I just like to let people flow, and like I want people to hear that
hmm
no one thing is the way to do it. It's like there's varying
exactly.
ways to do it, So that's what I try to put out there. All right. I want to ask each of you, and I'll start with you, China. What is something that your audience may be surprised to know about you? You guys share a lot, but what is something that they may be surprised? And then I'll tell them what I was surprised to learn about each of you.
Oh,
Don't do this to me. Why didn't you pick
oh
her first?
shit.
Um, Surprised to know about me. I don't know. I mean, I think I kind of put everything really out there. Do you think anything is surprising about me, Broja, that they would want to know? I don't think. I mean, I think I'm a very laid back person. I'm a
You can
homebody.
do
Yes,
that
she
other. You can do
is.
it that way too. Each one can tell something surprising that people may not know surprising about the other one. Sometimes that's easier. So if you have something about Brosia that you can say is might be surprising to people, and vice versa, you can say that as well.
Okay, do you want to do this or no?
I didn't say. I
Oh
don't know if
yeah,
I can say.
you're doing it.
Okay, it's
Said on
nothing
It's
here.
big.
happening.
I think people, and maybe not, but I think people would be surprised to know she's super sensitive.
I am
Like she's
not
a
Really?
you are
sensitive.
a sensitive person, but you tend to like, you just hold this because you're sensitive, but you're also super strong, and you're able to carry that strong persona through everything. But you are sensitive with the people that you love, and
Yeah,
people
that's
wouldn't
for
they
sure.
wouldn't see that in you, I think. But other than that, like she said, she really gives what it is. She is a very laid back, chill person, and she gives that on the show.
Okay. Most tough
um
girls are sensitive. That's what I've noticed.
yeah. Yeah. But
All right.
me, if I can, unless you want to answer it, what you think.
No, you go ahead. If I say something,
Um,
it might be like too surprising. So let me know.
but what can we surprise them with at this point about me?
Don't judge me, say,
um,
girl.
yeah, no, but I think people would be surprised to know that I'm super shy. I'm really, really shy. And I don't think I give that so much on the show because it's entertainment, and I'm like, okay, time to perform. But I'm super shy. I've been shy my whole entire fucking life.
Yeah, we've
Wow.
learned to like
Wow.
shut it off. Like we've been had like we've had a stress day, and we've both learned like once it's time to go on. It's This is us time. This is
Yeah,
anarchy. It's different.
yeah.
You're
Yeah.
But
shy.
It's
you,
I
David,
funny.
get it.
you
Go
said you
ahead.
want to say something about what you've learned about us. I'd love to hear this.
No, no. I actually said it on your show. It's like I was surprised to learn that you guys, as much as you guys come off as these super modern girl about town, sex in the city type women, you guys have some really traditional ideals when it comes to gender roles. You guys really are open to the idea of a man coming in, being the provider, you guys taking care of the home, taking care of the kids, providing cultivating an atmosphere of peace and sensuality for a man to come back to. I think I was shocked, to hear that because a lot of women who have those kind of ideals are way conservative and for sure wouldn't be on a platform talking about having sex driving down 95.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, like we said, we've been in monogamous relationships our entire, like, since we were old enough to date, pretty much. I've had little like breakups here and there where I was like single for a month or whatever. And then, like I said, I went through this, I think it was like a year separation with my husband. And I did things and I wilded out, but other than that, I have been super monogamous. So that's all I know for real. And, I was lucky enough to have a man who he's traditional. He's like, this is how I want things to be. I want you to take care of home, make this house a home, take care of our kids, bring them up. And yeah, that's what I'm used to. But I'm still a very like wild, fun woman. So like I don't let
Yeah.
being monogamous turn me off of who I am.
Yeah,
But
I think
we're
your
traditional with
audience
a
knows
twist.
that.
Yeah.
Traditional with a
Exactly.
twist. Yeah, for
So
sure.
you're modern traditional women.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure. Um, for
Oh,
me, it's the same. I mean, I also think for me and Broja, like one thing we've always talked about too is wanting to do something ourselves. Like we are very, entrepreneurs. Like always wanted something to call ours, and every time we would bring something up, it never really continued. Like it never really got anywhere. And if you don't, we both had jobs before it literally the episode before we did gender roles. And I don't know if you remember that we both were working.
I remember.
And yeah, things changed and we both started staying home and we were like, you know what, like it was definitely like, okay, we missed this and this is what we felt is works for our relationships and creating anarchy because it took off when it needed to, like we
Yeah.
and yeah, for
Our
sure.
households started working better again once we stopped working because we weren't always working. We just were like, oh, we're gonna get jobs, and we got jobs like close to around the same time. And then we literally got fired in the
The
same week.
same day. I remember you tell me that.
So
You
Okay,
everything
said.
happens
I
for a
got let
reason.
go. I got
Laid
let
off,
go,
but I
bitch.
got fired. Whatever. My sick ass mouth fucked me up, but whatever.
uh, so we're getting to the end, y'all. Getting close to the end. Your show is really starting to blow up. Ultimately, where would you like to see uh, this go? What do you want the next evolution of your show? Where do you want Creating Anarchy to go?
Well, we have something coming up for you guys this week that I'm sure you'll be surprised to learn that we're doing. Don't want to do any spoilers, but
Yeah.
it's definitely bigger than what it is now, and it's not even for a financial gain. It's like Bro just said, like there's people that write us and ask us for advice. We're very close to a lot of the people that view us, that watch. We communicate with them all the time, and I mean, um, you can go ahead and finish that, bro, because I know you started this with a vision, but I'm just saying, like,
No,
where,
I
like,
mean,
this is definitely going where it's gonna go, and it's not that we have like a end goal. It's just going, like,
check me out. Check me out. $1 million worth of game just signed $100 million contract.
I saw that.
That's
I
where I
saw
want
that.
Creating Anarchy to go.
yeah,
That's what I
No,
said.
but
yeah.
I for sure like I want to see us on the streaming Apple, Spotify. Like I want Creating Anarchy to make it there. And yeah, I just want to continue to be fun with it. I don't ever want it to feel like work, and I just
Hmm.
want to help people. I want to talk. I want to laugh. I want to enjoy my best friends since we're so far from each other. Um yeah, that's just pretty much it.
All right. All right. Final question. Transversely, if YouTube and IG shut this whole shit down and said no more Creating Anarchy, we ain't fucking with y'all. What would you like to have come from it? What would you like people to remember most about what you guys put out there?
That
I
Broja
mean,
rides dick on 95 and China got bent over a cruise ship.
There you go. I think they know that. I think they're
Oh
fully well
shit!
aware of
No.
that.
no, but on some real shit, like I said, I want them to remember the laughs, remember
Mm.
the good times, the what they took from it. Because like I said, like we get a lot of people that are strangers. We don't know where they came from and found us, but that are just, hey, can you tell me about this? Like 30-year-old virgins and just so much different stuff. People come to us for advice. We one of our regular viewers was like, oh, I wish I could do this, but I can't because of this. And we're like, no, pursue that if that's what you want to do. And he went and pursued something. He started school for it and wrote us like, thank you, like, so
Mhm.
Yeah,
I,
I remember that. He became a barber.
yeah,
Good for him.
Yep.
He like wanted
yes,
to start school. Good for him.
I want people to take from this whatever we're given, whatever you heard that touched you. I want you to take that forever if Creating Anarchy shut down tomorrow.
And if not,
Wow.
the laughs, the good time, like you said, you
The
guys are
laughs,
sitting
the
right
good
here with
times,
us. I don't
the
know who's.
shots.
I
Well,
don't
you
know
definitely
who's.
gave
Getting
him
to
that to
know.
take away. You
All
definitely
Were you
my
gave
there
tea.
people
last?
that to take with you.
Yeah. Were you
Yeah.
there last Wednesday?
I
Babe?
did. I stepped in for a minute. Yeah, I watched it for a minute. I've been running in and out, but I did was able to catch you with the serial killer.
Yes.
So
So
did
let
you
me tell
see the
you.
serial killer that was here?
Yeah, yeah, I
So for the
saw. I saw
okay.
Michael Myers,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the sexual
Okay.
path.
Yo. I do want to say that. Did you notice that my camera fell? I had a
I
camera
noticed that too.
malfunction, and I was like, Damien would be so disappointed because we had the one time we had the meeting. You were like, China, you got to do better with the camera. Like I was
You
like,
gotta get that on point. They want
it's
to
the
see
drink,
you.
it's
That's what I'm
alcohol for
saying.
sure.
But yeah, but
And then
this,
go ahead.
go ahead. It's all you.
So China did mention we have something coming up this week, which is something, also different that we don't normally do. However, next month, Creating Anarchy is doing something super huge that we're super excited for. So for anyone who watches this, just, come find our page and find out what we're doing. I don't want to drop too much right now, but hopefully you guys can support it and just be a part of it because it's super cool, it's super big, and we're super excited to do it.
Well, I know I will definitely be there supporting you guys because I think you guys are dope,
Thank
and I'm
you.
sure your audience will as well because they're just eating up everything you guys are doing. With
Oh
that
yeah, no,
being said, go ahead.
you've been very supportive from the beginning, and I wanted
Yes.
to tell you like thank you for having us. Like
Mhm.
we've got each other's back for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I can see, and I remember I said that when we guys were like talking about when we were having like kind of our business powwow was like,
Mhm.
one thing I am is a wicked. I can recognize talent. I'm wicked judge of talent. I know you guys are going places, and I just wanted to just let you know that I can see it, and now the world is starting to see it the way I saw it. So I knew you guys. I had no doubt that you guys would be doing big things, and like I said, I wanted to be one of your first interviews to
Yes.
so I could be like I knew them when they were when they
Yeah.
were just an IG before they became this huge media conglomerate with merchandise and brand deals and stuff like that. You know, I
Yeah.
wanted to say I knew them when. So I'm just happy for you guys and proud that you guys are out there doing great things. I just want nothing but the best for you guys and anybody out there. I know I should have said this earlier, but like and subscribe this channel. Support. It doesn't cost you anything to
Definitely.
hit the like and subscribe button. Like and subscribe the Creating Anarchy podcast YouTube channel and look at their content. They have some dope content. You will not be disappointed. If you are ninja watching and you kind of saw it, or if you're watching this on a replay, go to their channel. You will not be disappointed. And they do their show every Wednesday at what is it?
Eight.
What time? 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Mm-hmm.
So 8 p.m. Eastern. If you
Oh no.
Oh no.
We can't just go. We have to stay and wait for him. But we do our show Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern, live on Instagram if you ever want to catch us live. Otherwise, we record it and we upload it to YouTube. So
Damn, you jumped right in, girl.
yeah.
You were ready.
I mean, because I just don't want I don't want it to just be sitting here on his show. But yeah, and if any of our viewers are watching, don't forget to follow Can I Get Some Podcasts on Instagram and like and subscribe to their
just
YouTube channel.
the internet cannot let me get away from it. It just cannot let
Sorry.
me in on a high note to say, you think you in and good? We got your ass.
I
Yeah.
No.
know.
So, like I said, it's 8 p.m. Eastern. Check out their shows. You will never be disappointed if you check out one of their shows. And definitely sit chat with them, be interactive on their shows because they love to read the chat. So you'll definitely,
Oh, we do.
uh, it's you definitely be part of the show. So, like I said, I just want to thank you, ladies, so much. And can you guys hold on 1 second? Don't just jump off when I turn off the broadcast. I just want to holler at
Mhm.
y'all about something real quick.
Of course.
For sure.
All right. So, for everybody, just want to thanks once again for enjoying the show, and we'll see you later.